Is it true that it's harder to lose weight after 30? No, I find it easier because my routine is more consistent and I can buy better food. Don't drink alcohol and work out for 30 minutes most every day. That's what I did. I'm 43. I did this since last July and have lost 30 pounds. Metabolic slowdown is a very old myth that was recently debunked. We keep our metabolism until almost the end. Most people become more sedentary after 30 due to adult obligations. Lost 80 pounds in 6 months by switching to depression. Anything becomes harder as you age. But I find that all the more reason to push through and make it happen. A little more effort than average gets you in a far better position than most. And it feels pretty good. I'm 43 and recently found my health wasn't all that great. I figured that the last time I was in reasonably good shape was probably when I was 18-20. So it took 20-ish years to decline this bad. By my reasoning, if I really focus on this and get fit for maybe 3 years, even if I somehow fall back into my old ways and decline again, it might take 20 years for it to get really bad again. I don't imagine that I'm going to let myself go again, but it sounds like a worthwhile risk investment for the future. As a bonus, my efforts and progress have inspired my mother to start working out and improving her health, too, and she's 21 years older. If you find a way for yourself to sustain the effort, you can do whatever you want. As far as I can tell, yes, but not necessarily because of health and age-related factors. In your 20s, you're in school, then maybe dating, then starting a career. In your 30s, you are in the stride of your career. You might have a family and a house. You have a lot less time. Also, ironically, you probably have a more consistent schedule and income, which means you aren't skipping meals. I didn't find it difficult, freaking impossible, until after 40. The things I was able to do in my 20s and 30s to lose weight stopped working. I've lost over 140 pounds in the last year. I'm 72 yo. It can be, overall it's still calories in versus out. Only psychologically. The thing about weight loss is that it is above all about how many calories you eat versus how much your body uses. The reason why people struggle with weight is because their diet and exercise isn't accommodating to their body's change in needs over time, for a slew of different reasons. As long as you can afford to pay close attention to your body and accommodate to its changing needs, you'll be just fine. You wouldn't believe the shocked looks I got when I lost 30-ish lbs and told people all I did was eat less food when asked about it. I can certainly say it's easier to gain weight after 30. Unfortunately, I don't have any experience with losing weight after 30. Yes, because you are more set in your ways. Everyone has a general idea of losing weight, whether it be food or portion control. To me it felt like at each 10 yo mark, I needed to do a wee lifestyle change. 30, I had to consciously go and do exercise. Before that, just doing my normal sport was enough. Oh, and this is when stretches came important before activity. 40, starting putting on a lot of weight. Moved to not eating meat. This is not a political statement. I just found it helped with my weight management a lot. And cut back on alcohol. Especially beer. Oh, and my 40s was when I needed to be careful lunging for my feet. I snowboard and kite surf, 'cause that can result in a pulled muscle. 50 just got there. Again. Mainly about less carbs and cheese. Making sure I am doing some low impact something each week. But this is the first time I notice the difference in strength and stamina. If I am working the yard or moving heavy things, I now know I can do less than when I was 40. At 40, I did not notice that. For me, I am not an exercise person, but I want to stay healthy and fit enough to do things I love, like ski, kite surf, water ski, and to keep fit enough meant some lifestyle changes as I got older. Today, I weigh about 8 kgs more than when I was 20. I can still ski, kite surf and water ski just as hard, but now my sessions are shorter. I make sure I stretch. And I recognize that today when I hurt myself, I did my shoulder and 40 and my knee at 45. That although those falls were way smaller than when I was 20 and they have healed, it takes longer and my shoulder and knee will niggle me for the rest of my life. I'm 34 and have had no issue losing weight or staying in shape. But technically, you do burn less calories a day as you age, so yes, it is technically harder, but it's still not hard. You just eat a little tiny bit less or move a tiny bit more. The only thing that makes it harder is the stress and maybe lack of time. But it's really all diet anyways. I find it harder somewhat, but I know I was super active and barely eating enough or healthy while I was young, and I just physically can't be as active and hold down a steady job and get enough rest. I need more rest. Cheese and gluten seem to slow down my metabolism more than it did, but I have had an unhealthy life. So different strokes for different folks. Not meaningfully from a biological perspective. I think it's mostly just harder to find time. By 30, a lot of people have gotten established in a career, gotten married, maybe had kids, and life just gets busier in general. I'm 40 and most of the time I lose weight at this point. It's due to stress and not at all because I made an effort to lose weight. I don't find that to be true. I was at my heaviest in my 30s, while busy with work and younger kids. My 40s were my slimmest and healthiest years and I felt like $1,000,000. 40s were the prime of my life. Anyone else agree? I've found it fairly easy to keep the weight off after losing it in my 40s. Probably because I have more self-control, realize the importance to keep active and healthy, and can afford to eat better. No, most people are just a lot more sedentary as they get older. It's always calories in versus calories out. Nope, 52 and fell off the health wagon, hopped back on. Weight is coming off like normal.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.